This movie tells a story about a young girl named Emily after she meets a magical animal rescuer who gives her a little red puppy. She never anticipated waking up to find a giant 10-foot hound in her small New York City apartment. With her single mother away on business, Emily and her uncle Casey set out on an adventure. First of all, this movie is an exercise of redundant slapstick and gross-out jokes rather than a proper adaptation that explores the love between Emily and Clifford. It combines comedy, sci-fi, drama, and action with very uneven results. The movie begins with a rather lengthy first act that briefly introduces the audience to Clifford as a puppy before cutting to Emily and her single mother. When Clifford turns big in the span of one night, the film takes a major decline in quality. It becomes yet another family-oriented flick, all too willing to embrace lazy humor and derivative chase sequences around New York. The humor is very hit and miss. The attempts fall flat for the most part, with slapstick that all too often eye-rolling and not just for the parents either. Even when the screenplay inserts jokes that go over kids' heads, it still doesn't manage to be funny or witty. A majority of the story focuses on Emily and her uncle Casey having to set aside their differences to protect and take care of Clifford. So the movie mostly explores the relationship between the kid and her estranged uncle rather than her dog that she immediately risks everything for in a day. While Clifford is definitely cute, the script lacks any depth, relying upon Casey to carry and deliver the comedy. His incompetence and stupidity is there for a reason, to try to make the audience laugh. So much so that Casey feels simultaneously exaggerated, two-dimensional, and annoying. It's obvious that the movie is trying too hard to please the audience, but it failed to realize that too many subplots and conflicts can make a movie feel overstuffed, uncooked, and messy. They also forgot to develop the bond of friendship between Emily and Clifford because they're too much in a hurry to move the plot forward rather than to slow down and breathe a little life into the characters. As for the looks of Clifford, there is something off about him that distracts from the entire film. Perhaps it is the fact that he looks like a dog that was painted red, or simply how fake he looks, but something is not right. Unfortunately, it never fits in and remains out of place every scene he's in, right from the moment he's introduced as a puppy. The movie's editing comes across like a rough draft due to every cut being so jarringly choppy, where the majority of the shots in its composition are inserts and close-ups of the characters who don't even look like they occupy the same space as the dog. The CGI itself is also inconsistent and mediocre at best, with some scenes that have issues with scale. The villain comes across as very cartoonish and over the top, but not in a campy or amusing sort of way. That's yet another testament to the screenplay's lack of imagination. Moreover, the third act feels rushed, corny, and doesn't earn its uplift. Overall, this movie is harmless but uneven and lazy, with too much silliness and not enough laughs, heart, or wit. It's another terrible live-action film adaptation that proves some properties should simply be left alone. We do not recommend this movie at all.